Anin, Zimagnish Indigenous Cause, and welcome back to Niiji Sobriety Chat. Back in the truck again today. So today I'd like to talk about just everyday stress. I'm kind of having a shit day, so I thought that would be a good subject. Not to go into like a ton of details on how my day was going sideways, but a lot of it, step 10, take a couple minutes for you just to, think about what you're going to say. I had one thing happen to me today where I, for a couple minutes, I was plotting my revenge. And then I kind of, settled down a little bit. And I figured, I'm just going to keep on being me because that's always the best revenge. And just to alleviate stress, something I've been doing a little bit of lately. I've been drawing and painting. I hadn't done that for years, since probably since I moved here to Duluth. I remember one day I was gonna do some drawing, but just being a full-blown alcoholic at the time, I was shaking too bad to do it, and I was like, well, I guess I would rather drink than draw. And and I just let that slide. And then my cousin, she was kind of showing me this thing called altered books, where you just take a book and you start drawing and painting on the pages. So that's what I do for, a lot of stress relief. And I really enjoy that. But, life can be really challenging sometimes. Like I said, I was having a bad day. And like the big thing is just to sit there and, take a little bit of time, calm down when you're having a bad day, breathe. Breathing's always a good thing. And I just kind of got back at what I was doing. One of the things that happened to me today and this is the way I started the day, was my computer at work had a hiccup and all of my saved passwords went poof. So I, that was stressful because there was things I needed to get into to do my job, and some were kind of time sensitive, so that was like really stressing me out to get that figured out. So and it got worse, and we won't go into that. And then it got a little better when I just kind of started, getting my head right. I was able to get back to myself, make a couple coworkers laugh. And I'll be the first one to say I'm pretty funny. And one time last week, I made one of my coworkers laugh so hard that she had to go redo her makeup. So I call that a win-win in my book. But thing is, when the day's going bad, just take your time. You woke up this morning alive and sober, and that's what's really important. And like right now I'm off of work, so I'm just doing this real quick. Had a doctor's appointment, nothing serious, so it's all good. Put your tobacco down as a creator. Be careful how you pray though, because sometimes you might get what you're asking for. But life is stressful, and there's other stressful things out there. We're all in a crunch right now. If with the government shutdown, a lot of people are dependent on their SNAP benefits, other things. I guess I really need to go check and even see if I got my VA payment. And things will get better. They almost always do. But till next time, Gigawabman.